Hey, Count Officer.
How's it going?
We met before, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
May I have your name and your employee number?
Sure. It's Stephen Powers, and it's 320599.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Why does Metro Nashville, Davidson County use employee numbers versus badge numbers?
That's a good question. I don't really know the answer. I would guess because badges are hard to make and maybe expensive, and
Or maybe
You know,
it's
they-
how many they go through or
Possibly.
something.
possibly.
Because everybody that asks me, why do you ask for employee numbers for Nashville? And that's why you're the only place that I've ever been that
Instead of
uses
badge
them.
numbers?
Right.
Yeah.
So I always ask for badge numbers. But the problem is, were you called to this location for a call?
No. I'm on an extra patrol here.
Well, I'm really sorry to inform you, but there's a no trespassing sign right here.
Uh-huh.
And so you're loitering on public property, but there's a no trespassing posted sign. So that's a Class C misdemeanor in this state, so I need to see some form of ID.
Yeah, I can show you my police ID.
Well, you're
You mean-
in control of a car,
Mhm.
and so that would require your driver's license.
I can show you that, I guess.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind doing it. I don't think the school would mind me being here, though. You know.
Well, if I was sitting here and you thought, and talking to somebody else, you could think there was a drug deal going on or something.
Yeah, I mean.
So
usually-
you might pull up and say, "Excuse me, there's posted no trespassing. Can I have your ID?"
Yeah.
And question me, maybe even search my car, or request to.
Well, yeah. I mean, for trespassing, it's kind of one of those things where we might go up and talk to somebody, but maybe not necessarily take them to jail.
Well, it's a Class C misdemeanor, so you could just issue them a citation,
Yeah, or
which
just let 'em
which
go.
I won't do.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, this is my police ID, and I'll show you mine.
I'm
driver's license.
gonna show it from a distance
Okay,
because I
that-
don't want anybody really to see
Yeah,
your
that-
driver's
that'd be
license. What I want people to see is how great you are.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to answer questions anytime, and the trespassing thing, that's a hard one because it's kind of up to the people who own the property.
But you didn't request ahead of time. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
Well, you never made a deal with them. Is it okay? I mean, seriously, because y'all, I feel, I don't live here. I don't live here in any of these apartments. I don't mind telling you that. But if you see me at one, that doesn't mean you can say, I already know you don't live here, so you're trespassing, so don't ever try that. Because
the
I
thing
could be
about it
invited,
is-
but I know why y'all do. It's because y'all patrol this. I've talked to
Yeah.
another officer that was here once before, but I had an encounter with an officer, Merriweather, earlier, and he was so nice, but I kept seeing him loitering in private businesses where he wasn't on call, and I was like, about a month ago, I was in Cookville doing a cop watch, and I was like 50 feet away from the guy. And I was at a gas pump, and he went inside and asked, he said, someone is out here feeling the need to film my traffic stop, and I don't like it. And you have a no loitering sign. Can I ask her to leave? So he tried to block my First Amendment right to record a public official on public property while they're in the course of their duties. And he became the biggest jerk in all of Cookville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to whatever property you're on. If they have a no trespass waiver.
You don't have one.
Yeah. So.
And
yeah, I mean,
you didn't
in
have a
place-
call here, so you don't have a reason to be here.
Well, I'm on an extra patrol, and
That's great.
The extra patrol is for this intersection right here.
Yeah, but you need to actually be on public property. This is
No, I mean-
public property, but it's posted that you can't trespass. And if you
Right,
weren't
but-
invited to a call, technically,
I don't know the legalities, but I would argue that since I am on an extra patrol, I mean, in this,
wait, extra patrol versus patrol. What's the difference?
it's just something that we label as not a call for service, but a self-initiated call.
So you ride around watching for things to happen versus answering calls.
Right, but extra patrols, that's just what we call them. Sometimes they're called in by citizens, sometimes
Yeah.
we self-initiate them.
Okay.
Mine today was self-initiated.
Okay. I want to appreciate you for the good humor that you had and your
Sure.
kindness.
Sure.
And it's gonna be a great video.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Nashville gives me the best interactions. I travel the state. I go out of the state. I'm an independent journalist, and y'all are the best.
I sincerely appreciate that.
You're welcome, because it takes leadership and accountability. And my first bad interaction, I was down at the projects down at Murfreesboro Pike, and this officer, I was on the public sidewalk. He was up in my face, raising his voice. Do you live here? Do you live here? Where do you live? You're on private property. No, it's posted private property. I'm like, I have 15 feet from the center line. I'm on a public sidewalk. No. I'm like, okay, I'll step off the sidewalk. Now you're obstructing traffic. They were obstructing traffic. So he harassed me, but I got in touch with his supervisor, and he held him accountable. And so that's what people are doing nowadays, and that's what I do, is hold public officials accountable.
I'm all for that accountability.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways.
Exactly.
We should be accountable for ourselves. Public should be accountable for themselves.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Exactly.
So.
I love you, man.
All right.
You did a great job, and thanks for having good humor about it, because you could tell my approach was not.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been approached like this, but you seem like a nice person. So.
Thank you. You do too.
Yes,
I really appreciate it.
All right, yes,
In fact, I will call your supervisor and let them know how wonderful you are.
Okay.
I always, anytime I have a great interaction, I follow up that way.
You don't have to, but
I know I want
if
to,
you
because it needs to go. I request it goes in your file as if it were a complaint, because it should follow your career, how you interact with the public.
Right.
Either way it goes, either way.
Yeah.
It was a great pleasure meeting you.
All right. Well,
Huh?
I've asked your first name in case I come across you again, so I can say hello.
Reba.
Reba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to know the channel so you can see your video?
Yeah, sure.
It's 50. You might want to write it down. I'm going to put my cigarette out right here, but I'm going to pick it up and take it with me, so don't accuse me of littering.
Sure. What is it?
51-50, and then a space, and then 5-0. Code 5150, and then 50 is the police. So that's my YouTube channel.
YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be on there tonight, so you'll be able to see it later tonight.
Okay.
Or,
Do you have
whenever
a
you
good
get
amount of followers?
Right now,
views, at
right
least?
now I have like 10,000. Now you won't get as many because you're so awesome.
Right.
But like the jerk in Cookville, look him up.
I guess
it's called Cookville, Tennessee. Cop wants to be a star. He has 130,000 views in a month.
Wow. That's
A lot.
good, but not good. If he was a jerk, he probably deserves it.
He did deserve it, but the chief actually, before I ever called to make the complaint, I even had a complaint about the supervisor that I requested to come de-escalate the situation, and he didn't even know it was policy that they had to identify themselves. He's like, well, we have it on our shirt, and I'm like, are you really a supervisor?
That's pretty common knowledge.
It is common knowledge.
In our department.
You don't need that in a yearly update or anything. It's policy at every single police force.
Definitely common knowledge.
Common knowledge. So I filed a complaint against the supervisor too, and the officer that initiated a soliciting order for me, wanting to trespass me from the property. But I'm so proud. I got a letter back from them of an apology letter, and that they're holding them not legally, but officially accountable, which is what I want.
Within their department, yeah.
Right, because he was there waiting to hold me accountable if I had driven by speeding.
Yep.
And it goes both ways. And now with social media, that's caused so much tension between the community and law enforcement.
Right.
Now I use social media to try to build a bridge. So this is part of that to me.
I think that's a really good thing. I wish there was more like you who are, look at the positive side of things.
Yeah, I want it to be better. And there's a lot of people that do what I do that antagonize the cops, and that's their own method, and I don't criticize it. But I come from a genteel Southern hospitality area, living here, and we have a different way of communicating.
Are you from here?
Yeah. Well, not actually from Nashville, but I sound a little more country than Nashville, right? So I'm a little bit more of a mountain man kind of person, from the farm. But I moved to Nashville. But I do reside here. But anyway, it was great talking to you.
It was good talking to you too.
And watch your video.
I'll go look at it.
Yeah, it'll be posted within probably an hour or two.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, good talking to you.
Good to you too, sir. Good night.
Take care.